You're watching Northern Crimes.
Deep in the heart of British Columbia's rugged wilderness lies Manning Provincial Park, a pristine natural wonderland. With towering peaks, glistening alpine lakes, and lush forests as far as the eye can see, it's a paradise for hikers, campers, and nature lovers alike. But for a young man named Jordan Naterer, a routine hiking trip through this idyllic landscape would turn into a mysterious and unsettling ordeal that left authorities and his family baffled. The search that ensued became one of the most emotional and extensive searches in Canadian history, captivating the nation and leaving many to ask themselves, what happened to Jordan Naterer? Jordan Naterer was born and raised in St. John's, Newfoundland, a small coastal city known for its vibrant culture and stunning scenery. He grew up with a love for the outdoors, spending much of his childhood exploring the rugged coastline and the rolling hills that surrounded his hometown. His passion for hiking and adventure continued to grow as he got older, and he would often spend his weekends exploring the nearby trails and mountains. But despite his love for the outdoors, Jordan was also an accomplished student. He was studying physics at the University of British Columbia and had a keen interest in astronomy and astrophysics. He had a brilliant mind and was always eager to learn more, often engaging in deep discussions with his professors and peers. To those who knew him, Jordan was a young man with a zest for life that was infectious. His smile could light up a room, and he had a natural charm that made him instantly likable. He had a kind heart, and he was always eager to help others, making him a beloved member of his community and a treasured friend to many. Jordan's planned solo hiking trip in the Rocky Mountains of British Columbia was the perfect opportunity for him to combine his love for adventure and his thirst for knowledge. He was eager to challenge himself and push his limits, and he spent weeks meticulously planning his route and gear. On October 10th, 2020, Jordan set out on what was supposed to be a 2-day trip in the area around the Frosty Mountain trailhead, located near the border of Manning Provincial Park. He had planned to hike up to the Frosty Mountain summit and return the following day, just in time for a new week of classes and studying. Jordan's family knew that he was an experienced hiker, but they also knew that accidents can happen even to the most prepared. So when he didn't show up for a planned holiday gathering a few days later, they immediately reported him missing to the authorities. The family hoped he'd simply lost his way or had suffered an injury that left him unable to call for help. But the jigsaw puzzle that became the search for Jordan Naterer was only just beginning. While authorities mounted a search and rescue effort, Jordan's parents flew to Vancouver from their home in St. John's to help look for their son. Authorities knew that Jordan was last seen wearing black pants, white running shoes, and a green backpack. Additionally, they found his black 2016 Honda Civic at the Frosty Mountain trailhead. For 5 long days, search and rescue teams, along with dedicated volunteers, combed the area both on foot and by air in a tireless effort to find Jordan. However, on October 17th, the heartbreaking decision was made to suspend the search. Authorities stated they had exhausted all avenues for searching, but Jordan's family wasn't about to give up. The Naterer family launched a private search, hiring a drone company and a helicopter to assist them. A few days later, a hiker found a white hat and Oakley brown sunglasses, along with, quote, off-trail footprints just south of Frosty Peak. The items, which the Naterer family identified as belonging to Jordan, were found in an area that hadn't been well searched. Armed with this new evidence, the family pleaded with the Vancouver Police Department to reactivate the search and use thermal imaging helicopters, drones, and dogs to aid in the effort. Their determination was palpable. Although search and rescue teams from 3 different districts resumed the search, no trace of Jordan was found. But his parents, Greg and Josie, refused to give up. They gathered a dedicated team of volunteers, including hikers and searchers with drone support, and continued to scour the park throughout the winter of 2020. Despite these harsh conditions, they never lost hope in finding their beloved son. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, the search for Jordan continued. Speculation and theories about what could have happened to him grew in number and intensity. People couldn't help but wonder what could have gone wrong during his solo hike in the rugged wilderness of British Columbia. One possibility that many considered was that Jordan may have encountered some unforeseen danger during his hike. After all, the Frosty Mountain Trail is known for its rugged and treacherous terrain, and accidents are not uncommon in the area. Perhaps Jordan had taken a misstep and fallen off a cliff, or maybe he'd been attacked by a wild animal. Another theory was that Jordan may have become lost and disoriented, wandering aimlessly through the wilderness until he succumbed to the elements. The area around Frosty Mountain is vast and remote, with dense forests, steep mountainsides, and unpredictable weather. In fact, a snowstorm had rolled in during the time of Jordan's disappearance. It's possible that he may have underestimated the difficulty of the terrain and become lost, unable to find his way back to the trailhead. Despite numerous theories, there was no concrete evidence to support any of them. Foul play was also suggested as a potential explanation, but there was no clear motive or indication that Jordan had any enemies or was involved in any dangerous activities. Over time, the case gained national attention in Canada. The public was captivated by the mystery of Jordan's disappearance and the search efforts being undertaken to find him. Social media played a significant role in raising awareness about the case, with many people sharing information about the search efforts and offering support to Jordan's family. In a twist of fate, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also got involved, feeling a deep connection to the family's plight. In fact, his own brother died in an avalanche in British Columbia in 1998, and he empathized with the Naterer's struggle, stating, "I can't personally hear the story and not think about my little brother." The hiking community also rallied around the case, with many people offering to help with the search efforts or provide information about the area where Jordan had been hiking. Local residents also offered support, offering food and lodging to the search teams and Jordan's family. As one could imagine, Jordan's disappearance had a profound impact on his family and friends. They were left with many unanswered questions and the uncertainty of not knowing what had happened to him. His parents and siblings worked tirelessly to raise awareness about his case, organizing search efforts and speaking with the media to keep the case in the public eye. But as the months passed, they wondered if they would ever find an answer. As the winter turned to spring and the spring turned to summer, Jordan's family continued their search. Finally, a clue emerged. On Sunday, July 4th, 2021, a volunteer searcher located a tent and backpack near the summit of Frosty Mountain. Inside the backpack was a red jacket, a sleeping bag, tent poles, a charger, and a sandwich and snacks. Although no wallet, phone, or keys were found, the items were quickly identified as belonging to Jordan. Within hours, RCMP deployed search and rescue and set up a command post at Manning Park. Over the next 2 days, they completed grid searches based on the location where the backpack was found. They also began to deploy helicopter support as well as dog and ground teams. Finally, on July 7th, 2021, in a steep mountain drainage almost 4 kilometers from where his backpack had been located, Jordan's remains were found. Although finding Jordan had to have been devastating for his family, there could finally be some closure. As the reality started to settle, a picture emerged as to what might have happened. As Jordan had climbed toward the summit of Frosty Mountain, an early season snowstorm blew in, most likely catching him off guard. It's unknown why he separated from his pack. Perhaps he figured he could retreat quicker without it. Maybe he was hypothermic and made an irrational decision, but it's certain that during his attempt to hike out, he lost the trail, and after a short while, found himself in a remote river gorge where he succumbed to the elements. On July 30, 2021, in a Facebook post, Jordan's mother Josie wrote, "After accidentally losing the hiking trail in unexpected snow conditions at Frosty Mountain, Jordan fought a courageous battle to escape out of treacherous terrain. His remarkable distance traveled through steep drainages under the worst imaginable blizzard conditions was a testament to his superhuman effort to survive." It's been said that more people go missing in British Columbia than anywhere else in Canada. Maybe it's the vast wilderness, speckled with infinite mountains, forests, and lakes. Perhaps it's an underbelly of crime and people with bad intentions. Most likely, it's a combination of both. One silver lining is that Jordan's story has an end. His family can have some semblance of closure. They know more or less what happened to their son, and in the end, with the help and kindness from countless people, he was found. But for every missing person found, dozens more will remain lost. It's a harsh reality of life in the North Country. As the search for missing people continues, one can only wonder what secrets lay hidden deep within the wilderness of British Columbia, and what other tragic tales have yet to be uncovered.